Hello everyone. I hope that you have all been keeping safe during these trying times. I have some really positive news to share with you. The Digicel Foundation regards itself as a corporate champion for persons with disabilities. We are committed to partnering with special needs organizations and providing support in the areas of therapy-based education, sport development, building awareness, and advocating for inclusion. For educators, the COVID-19 pandemic is a transformative challenge, one for which there is no pre-configured playbook that can guide appropriate responses. After discussions with our stakeholders, we've embarked on an initiative entitled Connecting You to provide 23 special needs schools with tablets. At these schools, 991 students and 104 teachers will have use of devices, and 300 students have been given data-free for 6 months. No sooner when we thought this intervention bridged the gap, the first term of the school year was shifted to a virtual experience, causing further disruption in the education system. This has now led to a strategic partnership with the Ministry of Education and its Adopt a School program, and the execution of the Foundation's Phase 2 of its Connecting You. We are pleased to let you know that 247 students from an additional 15 special needs schools and 373 students from 17 mainstream schools will also have tablets. Plus, 200 students from 15 schools will also receive refurbished laptops. All schools will have the option of 6 months free broadband services. This timely intervention is one of many for the Foundation. In fact, over the past 8 years, we've invested over US $1.25 million in programs that improve opportunities for persons with disabilities. And it's with a single purpose in mind, and what continues to drive and motivate us to create a world where no one gets left behind. Because let's face it, we're better together.
The lack of technology has affected the students more than the teachers. With respect to the teachers, the Ministry of Education has provided devices so that teachers who are in need of devices for online teaching and learning, they have access to those devices. So at this school, no teacher is in need of a device to engage students via virtual learning. With the students, however, we have a small majority of them having devices, but the devices that they do have, it's smartphones, and it's not the most ideal device to engage in online learning. We have another small majority, they don't have at all. So the effects have been more on the students as opposed to the teachers.
The closure of school affect my child a lot because she cannot attend to school. She cannot come to school to meet her teachers and her friends to attend the school. So I'll have to come to the school as a parent to collect package for her to do her work at home. So that's how it affected her a lot.
The coronavirus pandemic has severely disrupted the education system worldwide. Here in TNT, we've seen how this disruption has increased the disparity of the most vulnerable teen society, namely persons with disabilities. As such, Digicel is pleased to be partnering with our foundation for its Connecting You project by providing connectivity to special needs schools and further supporting the educational needs of some 2,000 students. As a lifestyle partner, we understand that having the device is just one piece of the puzzle. So these schools are also having an option accessing 6 months free high-speed broadband services where there is no connectivity and or infrastructure in place. This is all part of our continued Stop Corona campaign, which has provided relief offers valued at over $23 million. To date, over 200,000 customers have already redeemed 100 free minutes, 1 GB free data nights, speed upgrades, free channels, and discounted data rates among other complimentary offers. Calls to the medical centers and visits to 14 websites have been also made free for all our Digicel customers as we fight COVID-19 together.
Many of our parents come from very poor and marginalized families. I mean, there are some who are able to have devices at home, and there are some who don't ever have a chance of having these devices. So it has affected in one way, because I can remember many times we were trying to get tablets for our children to use in classrooms, because if we had these things in classrooms, you know, the children will learn very more because they'll have a one-to-one relationship with their teacher, and they would have learned. So the lack of it, we could not have afforded buying these tablets. And again, we are very happy that Digicel has come forward and allowing us to have these tablets so that our children can know more about technology and know more what's going on in the world today. It will give us a great joy, and I think the children will learn individual learning, and they will learn much, much more if they have their tablets that Digicel Foundation is planning to donate to us, and we are exceedingly happy and excited about it.
So since the schools have been closed due to the COVID-19 epidemic, Special Olympics Trinidad and Tobago has had to rethink our approach in terms of engaging the athletes throughout the island of Trinidad and Tobago in terms of our continued support for them in lieu of the fact that we are not able to continue with our normal training program. We've had to be innovative. We've had to be engaging as well to come up with strategies to do that. That has had an effect on the program in terms of our ability to implement our programming. The physical nature of our programming requires, in most cases, face-to-face engagement. It also requires the understanding of the nuances that the athletes face in their individual lives. So it's important for the program to do things that are a little bit out of the box, to engage the athletes differently. And we've started to do that through the online experience, through reaching out to them virtually, sending exercise programs to those athletes to keep them engaged. They talk to their coaches using platforms like Zoom and other online-based platforms to be able to engage in different kinds of training programs. The devices have assisted, and we are looking forward to posting and using different platforms to post exercise videos, to share their individual videos that they will take of their workouts, share with the entire group, share it back to the coaches so that we could have an ongoing process until the restrictions placed on us by the COVID-19 virus have been diminished or erased. The funding stream that was allocated for this project was drawn from two areas. Digicel Foundation has granted to us funding for our national games. Because the national games for 2020 has been cancelled, we thought it the best option to use those funds would have been to directly impact those athletes who did not have the devices. So $50,000 that would have normally gone to the national games has now been directed towards the effort of procuring devices for the athletes. Also, another $100,000 that is usually applied to our community grants for the staging of events throughout the communities, which we could not have engaged in, has also been applied to the funding stream for the procuring of these devices for the athletes. So we are, while we are restricted in terms of our ability to engage directly, we think that this directing of those funds in those areas through the Digicel Foundation is the best possible option, and the athletes would directly benefit from the effort or from that direction of funding.
The closure of school have affected my son more or less in terms of he's the only child at home. So his friends in school, whereby in school he have friends and company to play with, at home he doesn't have anyone, because it's myself, my husband, and my big son who is 23. So he's the only kid at home with no one to play. So socialization with his peers it has really affected him in that sense. We have internet at home, and we have a tablet which he uses for school and morning, where they have assembly and stuff and they do music class.
I am Dr. Nia Gadsby-Dolly, Minister of Education of Trinidad and Tobago, and I wish to extend my sincere thanks to the Digicel Foundation for their continued support of our nation's youth. Through the Connecting You program, the Foundation has shown unwavering support for the development of special education and the needs of special needs students in this country. The Foundation, like other corporate entities, has stepped up during this unprecedented time to support all learners. This investment in teaching and learning goes a long way to shaping a path for success of tomorrow's leaders. Again, I express on behalf of the Ministry of Education my sincerest thanks to Digicel Foundation for their continued support, and I look forward to our continued partnership. Congratulations on the launch of Phase 2 of the Connecting You program.
Kudos to the Digicel Foundation team and the NCP team for all the hard work. Peace out.
We'd like to express our sincere appreciation to the foundation, particularly to Ms. Gomez, for making it possible to let us have the tablet.
Giselle, I appreciate what you have done for me, and it helped me a lot. Thank you, Digicel.
Thank you to Digicel Foundation for providing the NCPD with tablets for the use of all our students, trainees, teachers.
Reach out and touch someone. That's what the tablets have allowed our students to do. And although they are missing the physical contact of seeing each other, the tablets have given them that extra ability to make their friends online when they do their classes. So thanks again to Digicel Foundation.
So thankful for the assistance, because we couldn't do what we have to do this term, and we don't know for how long, without having access to those tablets. Thank you very, very much, Digicel. We really appreciate it, more than you know.